Coming up on CPTV, testing season is right around the corner. Are snow days officially a thing of the past? And the VEX Robotics team wrapped up their 2020-2021 season with a trip to state. CPTV is up next.
Hi, I'm Emily Dill.
And I'm Chris Gloff.
Welcome to CPTV. Later in the show, Claire Patina will have your 5-day weather forecast.
Here's what's happening in and around Crown Point. The SAT will be taken by CPHS juniors on April 13th. If you're looking for extra ACT and SAT help, go to khanacademy.org/SAT to build a personalized program in advance of testing, or ACT.org for free resources to aid in preparing yourself for the ACT. With more on SAT prep, here's Jenna Manojlovic.
Junior year is talked about as the hardest year in high school, but it seems like the class of 2022 got hit a little extra hard this year. Keeping up good grades and looking at their future careers could be hard for anyone. They are officially the last required class to take the ISTEP and will be taking the SAT on April 13th. I'll try and find out how prepared Crown Point High School is for the SAT and if everyone is ready.
If you're a junior and you wish to take the SAT on April 13th, go back to your email and fill out the link that says yes, you would like to take the exam, and you're good to go.
That we're offering the SAT this year rather than the ACT, which is what we used to offer in the past, is because starting with the class of 2023, all Indiana high school juniors are going to have to take the SAT for a state accountability exam. So therefore, we decided it was time to move away from offering the ACT to our students and move to the SAT.
We plan to prepare students for the SAT by working with the types of questions that the SAT asks. We like to put in a lot of multiple choice just to get that practice in for multiple choice kind of questions. Throughout the year, we sprinkle those in. We also like to take some days and just do SAT prep, kind of focusing on the way they ask the question, which sometimes can be a little tricky for students.
We will be focusing on a lot of the same types of things that we usually would for standardized test, grammar skills and reading comprehension skills. So it's a lot of the same types of things that students struggle with, and we'll be looking at how to improve skills like reading comprehension as we focus on the SAT.
Crown Point put a lot of thought into if this is really the right thing to do. Was it, or are we jumping too far ahead? This is Jenna Manojlovic with CPTV.
Prior to the pandemic, CPHS students looked forward to heavy snowstorms during the winter for one reason: snow days. However, after 4 quarters of hybrid and virtual learning, it seems snow days are a thing of the past. Here's CPTV's Eddie Finn with more.
Ever since COVID-19 has started, e-learning days have been an option at most schools in order to stop the spread of COVID. But now that COVID-19 is almost over, what is the future for e-learning? Could it be a permanent thing so that students can have the option? Or will it be something more, like maybe a replacement for snow days?
In my opinion, what we're going to do in the future, whenever we have a weather-related, day off, we'll just turn that into an e-learning day, and then we won't have to make it up at the end of the year.
I think that it is quite appropriate to have snow days to be replaced with e-learning days, and I think that providing that opportunity allows us to finish on time, to stay up with the pace of the curriculum and meet target dates for assessments and things like that.
Even if e-learning does replace snow days, what does this mean for staff and students?
I would say a snow day, because snow days for me personally, I probably just do like leftover homework anyways, or this might just be my personal case, but I have to take care of my younger brothers, so that gives me time to take care of that too.
I would love to have an e-learning day in place of a snow day. As a project-based teacher, I do a lot of that because I believe it's important to be able to do with what you've learned. And so I've really found it wonderful to be able to work with Zoom, because I use Zoom every period now with my remote learner. We just finished a huge project on a marketing planning, and my students did a phenomenal job both with remote learners and in-class learners. It was a mixture, and we did it through Zoom. Presentations were through Zooms, meetings were through Zooms.
Even if staff and students do want e-learning, what preparations need to be taken in order for it to be a good transition?
As we get into the winter months, especially, the teachers are going to have to explain to the students that, hey, if you get the call to go to snow day, check your buzz by 7:30 a.m. Make sure you have these done by midnight or whatever it is. And I think the good thing is that the students will be used to it because this is what they experienced during the COVID.
It doesn't matter if e-learning is used for snow days or as a permanent second option in the future. We know that the Community School Corporation will make the decision based off what's best for the students, staff, and the community. For CPTV, I'm Eddie Finn.
It's not just high school students who have had a lot of changes. College students have had major adjustments with how they attend class and their social life. CPTV's Ella Wally investigated the many changes in attending college during the pandemic.
Since March 13th of 2020, college students have been put on hold while their universities struggle with the decision of whether they should reopen their campuses and classrooms while cases continue to rise due to the coronavirus pandemic. Faculty and staff of these universities battle with the decision of whether they should continue through with their universities, student life organizations, clubs, and events. Although precautions have been made, COVID-19 continues to have a large impact on these college students, and many wonder how they have adjusted to the new COVID-19 affected world.
Well, I really think involvement is really down this year because students had to actively go out and want to join events. Like I'm in the IU radio station, and there's a lot of different aspects of it, but I kind of went out and I kind of searched for it myself. Like we have student involvement fairs, but those are also online. You have to search for those groups within the school. And even then, most of their stuff is online, it's through Zoom. So it's not even that real experience of joining a club to really get out there.
I am in a sorority, and normally I would be seeing my sisters once a week at least. We would be having all of these in-person events. We would have different events throughout the month that are meant for just sister bonding and stuff like that. We also have had 2 rounds of recruitment at this point, and so there are all these new members where normally they would be having these new member meetings where they would get to meet each other and the upperclassmen, but we haven't been able to have any of that. I walked into our spring recruitment not knowing at least 40 people in my sorority when normally I would be able to name every single girl. So for that aspect, it has been very difficult. However, I feel like because we're all going through this, it's kind of brought us together and just shared trauma, I guess. We're all in it together, we can get through it.
A new study shows summer could last 6 months in Chicago by the year 2100. And while it feels like early summer weather today, will this be the norm for us for the foreseeable future? Here's Claire Patina with your 5-day weather forecast.
You're right, temperatures have been well above the normal the last several days, and that will continue today with a temperature of 58 at noon, 60 at 3, and it'll drop down a few degrees to 56 around 6 p.m. However, we're looking at mostly to partly cloudy skies and breezy all day with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. And those clouds will unfortunately stick around for the next couple of days as we look to the 5-day weather forecast. On Thursday, there's a high probability of rain and thunderstorms with a high of 54 and the low dipping back down into the 30s. Friday, the rain will continue into the morning hours, a little cooler with a high of only 48. For the weekend, cloudy but dry on Saturday for the start of spring break and a chance of rain on Sunday. Both days will be in the 50s. If you're hanging around CP for the break, a nice spring day on Monday with partly sunny skies and a high of 49. That's your 5-day weather forecast. Chris, Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Claire. Juniors who did not pass the I-STEP exam or did not meet an Indiana graduation pathway will take the ASVAB or Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Exam on Thursday, April 22nd. Be sure to check your email for a message from your counselor for more details. Towards the back of the school, you'll find robotics teacher Matt LeBlanc's classroom. This area sees students in it long after the other classrooms are dark and empty for the day. This space is home to the VEX Robotics team, which recently finished up their competition season. Here's Hayden Gard with more.
The end of school might be a couple months away, but that can't be said about the VEX Robotics Club, which after a long and different season is drawing to a close. We asked some members of the team to rate their overall performance for this past season.
I think we did pretty good, especially considering my past couple years. I've been doing VEX in sophomore year, and out of the 3 years, I'd say B team to the best this year for sure.
Some colleges support VEX programs, so we asked everybody if they were hoping to return to the VEX arena after they've gotten out of high school.
Depends what college I end up going to. If I go to Purdue's, then there's a definite yes, but if not, most colleges don't have VEX programs. So.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to college or not.
But it's not all rose-tinted glasses, however. The VEXers also told us about some of the things they wish they'd done better.
I think it was mostly just working on skills. That probably could have been better.
I think a big limiting factor we had this year was I was both the driver and programmer, which meant I kind of had to divide my time between the two.
And for the teams that found success, we asked them about their greatest strengths.
I would say the teamwork. Everyone worked on the bot. Everyone had an input.
I'd either say the camaraderie between everyone, or just the build of the robot.
And so, in spite of the ongoing pandemic, this VEX season, although very different than normal, managed to be fun for everyone, and not particularly vexing. For CPTV, I'm Hayden G.
The Indiana deadline for the 2020-2021 free application for federal student aid form, or FAFSA, is April 15th. This process determines your financial aid eligibility for college, university, or trade school. You can complete a FAFSA form by going to fafsa.ed.gov. Families needing assistance with this process may visit www.investedindiana.org or contact CPHS's College and Career Counselor, Johanna Hess, for help. If you're not a part of the music program here at CPHS, you may never hear about the classes that many students say fill their days with inspiration and creativity. Here's Claire Patina with more.
Crown Point High School has an exceptional music program. They offer many opportunities, including band, choir, and orchestra as class options. However, along with those 3 classes, students are able to participate in extracurricular music opportunities, including jazz band, marching band, orchestra winds, and many others. All 3 classes have exceptional music directors dedicated to leading an excellent program here at the high school.
I think that teaching is such a rewarding profession, specifically as a band director. It's so great to be able to create these amazing songs together and just create art and talk about how it impacts our lives. And so I think that when my students really perform well and they really work hard and achieve things that we've set out to do, it's just really fulfilling and rewarding to be a part of that.
The Crown Point community is one to show support for the music program. They have shown support by donating to Music Boosters, an organization to donate to music classes, as well as by attending concerts that band, choir, and orchestra members perform every season.
The biggest thing and the most obvious thing is just the tremendous amount of support they provided. It's not like they've given us lots of things or are showering us with gifts. That's not really what it's about, but it's really more about just the support that we've had as we made our way through this very difficult year.
Students are able to find a community and safe place of people who share similar interests. They are able to release musical creativity and give students a place to find and grow relationships.
Well, since I've known most of these people since 5th grade, we've just really grown from being in middle school together and now in high school, and being a part of different competitions has really grown us all.
Well, being a part of the music program gave me new opportunities through like marching band, getting to be like a section leader, and improving at music and just meeting new people, meeting new friends, hanging out with people that I hope last a lifetime.
For CPTV, I'm Claire Patina.
That's it for today's show. Thanks for taking the time to tune in and for being with us.
Remember, you can view all of our past episodes on crowntownmedia.org.
You can also follow us on Twitter at CrownTMedia.
For Claire Patina and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Chris Gloff.
And I'm Emily Dill.
Take care.